Welcome all, and welcome Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Sports Show.
And welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and all my viewers all around the world and all in the state. We have gone global all around the world now, Colin. Global.
41,000 hits.
Over nearly 41,500 would you believe? They must be entertaining some of the people around the world because there's plenty of war. Hey, there's wars everywhere.
I know.
Well, if they watch my video, they won't be doing
that. If they watch your video, they stop beheading people, stop shooting.
Chop their heads off.
Yeah.
So you Egypts and you Israelis and whatever,
ISIS.
Keep watching the videos, don't worry about shooting people.
That's right, don't worry about any beheadings. Now, just before we get into the big match, the YCW Bonbeach match, we're going to look at
this is a couple of things. Very good action photo there, Mr. Peatling.
What's there? What's going on here, mate?
That was the Frankston Grand second semi-final.
Gotcha.
And so
you were just best on the ground?
I would say it's easy.
35 marks, 35 kicks, 11 marks, 3 goals, 4 behinds. Why did you kick so many behinds?
Slack. That was a windy day.
Oh, sounds like an excuse.
But was that the draw, or we won by the second semi replay? What to say there? Put the camera on it. Show them.
I'm not quite sure. It calls you clever. Grinning. You're grinning as far.
And the other one, that was a home and away game with the Bonbeach football ground. That's John McGill and me. He was a very good ruckman, that fella. I can part of a world champion.
So you sort of
he used to bash people too.
A good combo.
That was a very good combination.
He was a scary man.
He frightened everybody, even us. Big John McGill, he got reported a couple of times, got 6 weeks one game.
Wow.
But he played a couple of years, but he was a good footballer. Just crazy. Very handy to be alongside him, I tell you.
Yeah, it's handy to be alongside talented big men.
Well, when they got a bit of brawn about them. Usually
bit of bang. No. Well, talking about a bit of biff and bash, the game on Saturday, YCW versus Bonbeach.
Well, I tipped the winner, as usual. We'll pick most of the winners, but no, that was just too classy, YCW. But
let's get into the weather.
I must tell the viewers and the punters all around the world, still no time clock on the finals ground, the best ground in the competition, no clock. You know why? Because apparently they're doing some renovation. Why would you want to start renovation this time of year?
Now.
For the next year?
Maybe in a couple of weeks' time.
Like, it is finals. It's not a under 12s game.
So what's your message to the Frankston Park?
Well, I told them last week, it's too late now, but they've got a siren, an electric siren. They must have paid $50 extra to get electric. Last week they had a little horn. Fellas holding the horn. Couldn't hear it. It was a joke, but the ground is perfect, Nick. The ground.
So tell us about the weather.
See if you can put a clock up next couple of weeks for the time clock up in there. Whoever's run that stupid football ground.
Wake up.
Smarten up. How are we going to find out how long we've got to go and what's going on? All the punters are all complaining. So where's the clock? Where's the clock? How long to go?
What's going on?
Smarten up.
Barry's fired up today.
Well, they're getting paid lots of money. The NPL pay that ground a lot of money
for the finals.
For the rent in the ground.
Rubbish.
Shouldn't pay them.
What was the weather like on Saturday?
Perfect day.
Beautiful day.
I wore a jacket. No, that's throw it off.
That was a mistake.
Let's throw it off. The extra snake here was all.
What's the ground like?
It's a perfect place to watch a game of football. Just there's no time clock and no scoreboard.
The
scoreboard was at the back of us too.
That's crazy.
No scoreboard over there.
You have to turn away.
If you were there and you couldn't turn around, you couldn't see the score.
That's crazy.
If you had your neck in a cask.
Wake up, Frankston Park.
Smart nuts.
Let's talk about the first half, Barry.
The first half was pretty even, Colin, with Bonbeach sort of stuck with in the first half, but the fellow called David Bode, I predicted last week into the game. I said he'd kick a lot of goals. He's kicked 7 goals in the first half, Colin. 7 straight. And of course, that's the Eames. He gets better as he gets older.
Gets taller too.
And he just controlled the whole game. Before those poor buggers are those other Bonbeach ruckmen, one of the fellas tried to jump over, but he jumped over him too early. Because Eames just go bang, tap, tap.
Crazy.
But they did put in, McDonald was going to start off alright.
Yeah.
Of course, Gary Carlton was playing too.
Yep.
Playing first of the game too, but he died out after half time. But at the first half, there wasn't much in it at all. There was 9-5, to Bonbeach 7-2.
Pretty close.
But they was kicking. There's a couple of easy goals they missed early in that quarter in the first half of ICW, but there wasn't much in. There was still a chance.
So what was McDonald like?
McDonald he wasn't as dynamic and brilliant as he generally is, but he still kicked 3 goals for the game, and he just had him starting on the wing, a bit like Roy starting Toddy Gardner. I don't know what the reason or rhyme or reason. I said to Snake, because Snake, I said, what is he doing on the wing there? He said, oh, he's giving him a rest. I said, Snake, he's one of the best footballers on the competition. You don't give him a rest, you just put him on the... But anyway, it was on and off the ball, but he didn't have much influence on the game, I can tell you now.
So Snake was there? What was scouting?
Snake's there also.
Scouting for talent?
And Colin, Colin he was there too. Okay. 3 or 4 of us were just sort of... Big crowd, better crowd than last week and the week before.
Well, let's get into the second half, Barry.
Well, as I say, McDonald wasn't having a great influence like he generally does, but he was still getting in, but he wasn't... I don't know where he might be fit enough, or he's got an injury, because he wasn't his normal, usual brilliant self. It's the first time I haven't seen him get best on the ground the last 20 times I've seen him play. But he still kicked a couple of beautiful goals, but Eames was still controlling the game. He controlled the whole game. A couple of their ruckman, number 34, he was jumping about 8 foot, but he was going too early.
Right.
And so he was trying to get into Eames to sort of put him off his balance, but he just weaved it aside and just went tap. Star, mate. Getting better as he gets older. But and full time.
Yes, final score.
YCW was 15-15 to Bonbeach 11-4.
Okay, so an easy win in the end.
Callum McQueen, who generally averages about 4 or 5 goals every time I see him, but he only wasn't at his brilliant best. But they'll beat Mornington next week.
Guaranteed.
Bonbeach will beat Mornington next week. It'll be Bonbeach and YCW grand final. Mark my word.
So give us the group of best players.
No, you want the goal kickers first.
Oh, okay. Got your goal kickers. Sorry.
Bodie kicked 7. He kicked 7 until half time. He kicked 3-4 points after half time, but 7-3 he kicked. I don't know what the other players. There's all single goal kickers, but they're the main goal kickers. But for Bonbeach, the main goal kickers were there was main goal kickers for Bonbeach were McDonald 3, McQueen 3, and Nathan Robertson 2.
So those are your main goal kickers.
There's a lot of single goal kickers for YCW.
So give us the group of best players then, Barry.
Well, Bodie, Eames, Carroll, Hutchison, Anthony Barry, Tony Lester. Scotty McLeod played a fair game, ex-Chelsea fella, a fair game on Saturday. The first time I see him, get a 1 or 2, he generally gets 4 or 5 assists, but he got about 15 assists.
Wow.
They were all.
So that's your group of best players?
Oh, for Bonbeach, yeah. Now for Bonbeach, McDonald, Foster, he kicked a couple of nice goals. Jackson Casey's vice captain, I think. Gary Cartman played a good first half, ex-Chelsea fella. He died out in the second half, and McQueen for his 3 goals.
Right, so give us your votes. 1 vote.
1 vote to Anthony Barry for YCW.
2 votes.
2 votes to Ashley Eames.
And 3 votes.
3 votes to David Bodie for... God, he's very good. He'll kick 100 goals next year. Takes a brilliant mark, and he's pretty deadly. But a couple of shots he missed in the last quarter.
Right. So let himself down in the second half.
But the game was won anyway.
So any highlights, Barry?
Oh yeah, that exhibition of goal kicking and marking in the first half was the best I've seen for a long, long time. That David Bodie, and that's the first half. 4 in the first quarter, 3 in the second. All from it's a very good mark. Takes a very good pack mark, and can lead up well because they were delivering the ball pretty well. To him, I tell you, to Tony Lester and those little fellas. Step past.
So bang bang.
Of course, Ashley Eames, I reckon he's had 30 knockouts.
Wow.
Easy.
Yeah, and that's why
but he plays all around the ground. He kicked a beautiful goal. He handball about 10 handball. About 8 or 10 handballs. He just controls the game.
That's why he gave him high up in the votes.
Oh, look, we probably had about 8 or 10 possessions. I mean kicks. Kicks. He had about 10 handballs too, and he's taken about probably 12 marks. 12 marks.
It's almost as good as 1 mark.
The only reason I didn't give him best around because Bodie kicked 7 goals. I mean
1 mark better than you in the gotcha game.
How many marks I take there?
11.
Yeah, I averaged about 5 marks a game.
For a small fella, that's pretty good.
It was. Average.
So, next week?
Next week, Bonbeach and Mornington at the Frankston Park.
And you'll be there?
I'll be there for sure. It'll be a good game. Mornington just beat EDS by 3 or 4 goals.
So EDS were out.
Well, who did they play? They played them.
Yeah, so this is YCW in the grand final.
Who do they play?
EDS.
Yeah, they beat EDS on Sunday.
So they're out.
Mornington's in.
Yeah, and EDS was out.
Oh, the Primus. The reigning Primus are out there.
Yeah.
They beat them by 4 goals.
We look forward to that for next week.
That'll be a top game.
And you'll be there with your own clock.
I might ring up. I might give someone a ring during the week and say, listen, mate, have you got any time clocks for sale? Send them down to Mornington Frankston Park football ground. It'll be very handy. I'll pay you myself.
All right. Well, as everyone knows, Richmond went over to Port Adelaide, and what happened, Barry?
They got whitewashed.
First quarter.
It was the first. I was all keyed up, sitting there, booked my seat for my own couch there, and game started. They had 3 goals in 3 minutes, and everything was just going their way. They was just whatever they were done, it was bang. Well, they kicked 9 goals the first quarter, mate.
So it went bad from word go. I mean, Cochin kicked against the wind.
I don't know what was in his mind to think it. I didn't know where the wind was blowing, what end, but they said during the first quarter that Cochin made a very bad mistake. I said, what's going on? He won the toss and then kicked against the wind.
Yeah, he's come out and said it hasn't made any difference.
Well, it's got to make a difference. Look, you don't know how strong it was, a 4 or 5 goals reason.
Golden rule, Barry.
Well, look, normal captains, if it's a reasonable sort of a gale, you kick with the wind.
Any game, even a little breeze.
Someone must have got in his ear. It's probably said, Trent, if you win the toss, don't kick with the wind because it might come better after half time. Well, that's the only thing I can think of, because when you go out there and the wind's blowing that way, you say, right, I won the toss, we'll go that way. Common sense.
So
but it just wasn't their kind. They were on another planet.
Blown apart. So what have we got any hopes for next year? Look,
they'll be all right next year. They've got some good players, good young players. They're going to be good 10-year players. There's about 6 of them this year, including the Grimes and
Miles, Gordon,
Batchelor and Gordon. Look, they got a big future, I reckon. But to win 9 games in a row against any competition, you've got to get something. Can we get something for that? We get an award?
I don't know.
I might give them an award.
Yeah, the Barry
Pickening
9 games.
Most improved side in the competition.
So next year, top 4?
Top 4. Just wait. Let's see what happens next year. I won't be making too many early predictions like I made. I said they'd get in the top 4 earlier this season.
This year.
Yeah.
Okay, Barry.
Well, I finished 4 behind.
Not bad, yeah. Any Cheerios, Barry?
Well, as always, Cheerios. Jerry was very happy when I was talking to PH last week. He was very happy about sending the call, his name right. He was quite chuffed about it and got quite excited. But PH and Sandy and Carlos, they're all going alright. PH is I told him to back Richmond, didn't I, last week? I hope he didn't back on PH because they got beat, but I backed them, didn't have much on them. Of course, Annie and Carlos and Annie and Carla and Annie had to go to take a lady to hospital last night. She had a miscarriage.
Oh, yeah. No good.
2 o'clock in the morning or something. She's alright. Anyway, but who else we got? That's about all for this week, I think. There's no more Cheerios, is there? No more Cheerios. So we just have to wait.
Apart from your 41,000 viewers.
41,420 viewers. It's mind-boggling, but we'll be covering the cricket.
Soon. Cricket.
Another month.
Melbourne Cup.
Oh, the Melbourne Cup. Well, you have the crickets. The one day.
Football.
Still happening. When's the World Cup in Australia this year?
Yeah, next year.
Next year, like January.
Yeah, February, March.
Well, that'll be big. The one day, isn't it?
One day, yeah.
But
New Zealand should win that one.
Who is Australia playing this year and this summer?
We'll have to get back to the viewers on that one.
But there's the Test series, of course. That's right, might be India.
Could be.
But anyway, that's all for me today.
And that's goodbye from me.
We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.